It's a beautiful fall day here in Montana, and I have a lot of things to do. Want to get out and take some pictures, have some fun with some people, but you know, I can't do it without a treat, and I need a fall treat. So what I have made is apple cinnamon donuts with a caramel walnut topping, all sugar-free. So here's the recipe. It's really simple. Anyone can do it, and my God, they're delicious. In your mixer, add a 1/4 cup of warm water. To that, you're going to put 4½ teaspoons of yeast in there. A 1/2 cup of Splenda. To this, I have a 1.5 cups of apple cider reduced. I put 3 cups in to be reduced with a teaspoon of cinnamon and a teaspoon of nutmeg, and reduced it down. This needs to be cooled after it's been reduced so it doesn't kill the yeast. Adding a teaspoon of vanilla and a teaspoon of salt. To this incorporated mixture, I've added a 1/2 cup of unsweetened applesauce, a teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of nutmeg, and 3 room temperature eggs. I'm going to add 4½ cups of flour, a little bit at a time. Get 2 cups in, get them mixing. Now I'm going to add 1/3 of a cup of butter. You're going to let that mix until that butter's incorporated. This is a room temperature butter, so it won't take long. Remember, always scrape down. And we'll add another cup of flour and get that mixed. As soon as you get every cup incorporated, you can go on to the next one. Now you can see this mixture is pretty wet, and that's really the way we want it. because we're making donuts, not bread. Scrape down that beater. You want all that goodness in your bowl. This does make quite a few donuts. Now this dough we're going to cover with a warm damp cloth, and we're going to let it rise till it about doubles. Should take about an hour. And then your raised dough goes onto a flour bench. You're going to have to scrape some of this out of here. And a little more flour so you can work this. We're just going to knock it down a little bit. And then we're going to roll the dough out. Kind of get some of that excess flour off from there. And we can start cutting out our donuts. Our donuts are going to go onto the grease pan. We can put our little holes in there too. Give them a little bit of space in between. Because we're going to let them rise again. I've taken what's left of our cider that we've reduced down, added a half a stick of butter to it, and I'm going to brush the tops of each of the donuts. And the donut holes. This gives us a little more concentrated apple, a little more cinnamon, a little buttery taste. Want as much flavor as we can get into these. And the little ugly one for the chef. This will also, any of the flour on top, this will take care of that floury taste. Now these are going to go in a 350 oven for 10 minutes. Now that our donuts are nice and brown, we're going to brush on a little bit more of our cider butter reduction to intensify the flavors. And now the final step, once the cider glaze is dry, I have a jar of sugar-free caramel. Just going to spread it lightly on top of the donuts and dunk it in crushed walnuts. Now doesn't that look delicious and sugar-free?